Hello everyone! Welcome to my weekly Facebook Live. I am Ruth Norton with Ruth's Stamping Corner. This is the box we're making today. It is so fun. You do not need any adhesive for this box, and you do not need any trimming on this box. So this is a good box to make. It's a little bit big, but when you see what's inside, it's totally worth it. So this is what we're going to make today. Before we jump into that, there's just a few little announcements. Paper Pumpkin for October, the subscription period is now open. It is going to be a Christmas kit. The Christmas kits are always super popular. So if you want this, make sure that you subscribe early. There are links in the video description, so you can click on those and head to subscribe if you are not already a subscriber. This is going to be 8 card bases, a real red Stampin' Spot, and a bottle of glitter glue, including all the other stuff you get in Paper Pumpkin. So it's going to be a really fun kit, so don't miss out on this one. The November kit is also going to be Paper Pumpkin themed, and it will coordinate. If you are looking for something to do on World Card Making Day this year, that is October 7th. So that's coming up in just a couple of weeks, actually. Stampin' Up! Is hosting a free online virtual event. They are featuring 3 bundles in this one, and the Heartfelt Hexagon is actually a brand new bundle. Let me see if the camera will focus on that. This one is actually a brand new bundle that will be available next year in our January through April mini catalog. So this is a sneak peek, but you can actually buy this in my online store now. So it's a fun little sneak peek. You can get that. There are more details in my online store. If you click that World Card Making Day, it pops up on one of the banners that scrolls across. You can click that and get more details about it. Again, it's a free virtual event that Stampin' Up! Is doing on October 7th. So join their free event. They're always really fun. They did it last year and had really good success with it. So join on that. Stampin' Up! Has released some special DSPs this month. Those are available in my online store only. Those are not in a publication. I didn't check this morning to see how many have sold out, if any. I haven't checked, so I'm not sure. But the DSPs are only available while supplies last. There's some gorgeous prints on there, so make sure that you grab those while they're available. Again, they're only available while supplies last. If you are watching this on Facebook, I'd love it if you shared it with your crafty friends or anyone who you think might enjoy this. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out. You never miss a video, and it helps my business, and it's free. If you are shopping, this is my online store, or my online code for my online store in September. If your order's under $150, make sure you're using this code, because all orders receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. And if your order's over $50 more, you're going to receive the Make and Take kit that coordinates with that. If your order's over $150, don't use the host code. You're still going to get the PDF and the Make and Take kit, but you're also going to get Stampin' Rewards. All right, guys, this is what we're making today. Now, if you've followed my blog for a while, you might say this box looks a little bit familiar. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but it opens up. You just lift the top up like that, and inside is a little pumpkin cupcake. I found these at Target last week. I love these. These are probably maybe my favorite Hostess Cupcakes. So this is what we are making. Look in your grocery stores for these. That's what we're going to make today, a little cupcake box. Now, I've made a lot of cupcake boxes for Hostess Cupcakes, for Little Debbie Cupcakes. I've made a lot of cupcake boxes. So I decided that instead of reinventing the wheel, I was actually just going to Google cupcake box in my blog and recreate a design I've already done. So I made this style of box for a different cupcake, I think back in 2021. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to recreate one of my old projects from a couple years ago, and we're going to use it with new products. And so, you know, why reinvent the wheel? This one is so cute anyway. Look at how cute this is. It's got little angled sides. You can even write little notes on the sides here. You don't have to put DSP. You can write little notes, and it all just like tucks in and holds closed together. You just pop it open like that and like that. It's so fun. So let's go ahead and get started on our box. So put my cupcake aside. All right, so you're going to need a piece of lemon lime twist cardstock, and you're simply scored. Now I'm going for, with this one, I'm going for a really like bold, bright autumn color palette here, but isn't it so good though? We have berry burst pumpkin pie, lemon lime twist, and pecan pie. So really, really gorgeous color combination for fall. Okay, so your cardstock is 11 by 7. So on the long side, we are going to score it at 3, at 4.5, 7.5, and at 9. All right, now rotate it to the short side, and you're going to score it at 1.5 and at 5.5. And that's it. Well, almost. Save your tool. We are going to have to do some diagonal score lines. So grab a ruler and keep your stylus. And there are 4 squares here. So you have your middle section here, and then there's 4 squares on either corner. So these are the little squares, and then on the bottom there's 4 squares as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to make some diagonal lines, and the points of the triangles, I hope this is going to show up. So the points of the triangle is going to point in toward the middle. So you don't want your diagonal line to go this way. You want that point of the triangle, that right angle of the triangle, to point in toward the middle. And so we're going to rotate our ruler and do that on all 4 squares. Just hold your ruler in place and then take your stylus tool and score that. Okay, so we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on this side. So just line that up. Okay, and one more over here. Oops. Okay, so you can see hopefully you can see those lines there. Okay, I think so. Okay, all right, so that's it with your Simply Scored now. Now you can put that away. You can put away your ruler, but make sure you grab a bone folder because you're going to need that. All right, now don't worry about those diagonal lines we just made. We're just going to focus on those straight lines from the Simply Scored, but give those all a really good burnish. The bone folder is really key in this box because it's not held together with any glue. It's just held together by the way we're folding this up. And so you need to make sure that your lines are nice and crisp. Okay, so the box is going to kind of fold in like this. So we need to fold on those diagonal lines. Again, make sure that you are using the bone folder for really crisp edges. And what you're looking for is kind of like a little arch. So your diagonal lines should go diagonally this way, but then your paper should kind of just make a little arch like that. I hope that makes sense. Once you're making it, it should make more sense when you're doing it, when you're assembling it. Okay, and one more of those diagonal lines, and again, this one does the same thing. Now, one side is larger. This side is 3 inches, and this side is 2 inches. So that 3-inch one is going to go over the 2-inch one, and they should click together just like that. So the little angle pieces here are just holding that cardstock in place. And so you can pull it apart to open it, and then just kind of squeeze it back together just like that. Isn't that cool? Such a cool little box. And again, that bone folder is really key because that is what's holding this whole thing together. Now this is a pretty big box, so you can fit lots of things in here. We are going to stick our little Hostess Cupcake in here, our pumpkin cupcake, but you can fit lots of things in here for sure. All right, isn't that fun? All right, so that's our box. So let's put that one aside. We'll pull this one in so we know what we're aiming for. And we are using the brand new Autumn Leaves bundle. This one is in the mini catalog. I absolutely love this one. I've been using this one a ton. And I have another project going up on my blog tomorrow featuring this bundle. So if it's not on your list, I hope it will be soon. All right, so let's do some stamping. I'm going to pull out my Stampin' Pierce mat because this is a photopolymer stamp set. I'll put this off to the side. This is a photopolymer stamp set, and so the images stamp much better on my white cardstock. Oh, here it is. I couldn't find it. The images stamp much better with a little bit of cushion underneath, so that's what we are doing. So I'm going to take the largest leaf. I have that on my block here, and I'm going to stamp it in Berry Burst. Now, this is one of our distinctive stamp sets, so you're going to get light and dark shades all stamped together with one ink pad. So you're going to get this beautiful stamped image just simply with one inking. Isn't that gorgeous? So you have lighter shades of that berry burst, and then you have that darker outline. It is just gorgeous, and that's all just with one simple stamp. Okay, we're gonna pull out another leaf in Pecan Pie. We're gonna stamp these, and I'm leaving these ink pads open because we're gonna come back and do a greeting in a minute. So Pecan Pie, and that one's the same way. You're gonna get that beautiful detail, and you don't have to do anything fancy. Stampin' Up! Has done all the hard work to do that for you, so you can just stamp and enjoy the experience. All right, now for the veining of the leaves, you have a couple of options with these, with the stamp set. The stamp set comes with the little leaf veining you can do, or there are dies that you can do, and I'm actually going to show you those on the card that I'm going to share in my blog tomorrow, so you'll see that here in just a minute. So I have early espresso though. I'm going to stamp mine today, and so for the bigger one, it just goes right over top. Beautiful. And then for, put that aside, for the smaller leaf, we have again an early espresso. Okay, so that is our leaves stamped. All right, I'm gonna close my early espresso. This is the one color that will get everywhere. I don't know what it is with early espresso, but that one will smear every time I use it. Okay, for the greeting, I have already pre-cut a couple of labels from the same die set, from the Autumn Leaves die set. So this little tiny one down here, and then the little frame. And it's got like a little dotted edge around it, so it's very, very cute. And we're going to use the, in the little bigger one, we're going to do I'm Thankful in Berry Burst. Okay, and this one I will close now, because we're done with that. And then in Pecan Pie on this little tiny one. Now I would recommend maybe stamping this before you die cut it, but because we're doing a video, I had to do it first. Okay, I gotta move it down just a little bit so I can try to get it on here. And this one says, for all you do. So it fits perfectly on there. It's just the littlest, tiniest greeting, but it is so, so cute. All right, that's it with our ink. I'm gonna move this before we have an ink catastrophe. Move this out of the way, and you will use the dies to die cut these. Now, through the magic of television, I've already die cut mine, but the dies in the set will die cut those leaves, so you can do that. All right, also with the dies, I have cut out 2 pumpkin pie leaves, and then 2 lemon lime twist leaves. So we have everything ready to go. All right, so we're gonna take all of our leaves, all of our die cuts, and our greetings. I'm just going to slide them over for just a second so we can put on all of our DSP. So I have from the Glorious Gingham package. Now this is in the annual catalog. I have 3 pieces of the Pecan Pie gingham. The largest one is 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then we have 2 pieces that are 2 7/8 by 1 3/8. Okay. Then out of the Berry Burst gingham in that same package, I have 2 pieces that are 1 3/8 by 3 7/8. Now all of the dimensions are in the video description, and they will be on my blog, so you do not have to worry about writing anything down. Now you can use either side of the ginghams. There's like a small one and then like a big one. I prefer the bigger one on all my projects. I don't know why. I just like the bigger check. So I am putting adhesive on the back of all of these, and then we're going to adhere them to the box. So it's going to be a lot easier to just stick and go. So I'm just putting adhesive on the back of these, and then we will adhere them. Now these little pecan pieces, these little pecan pie pieces, move these out of the way. These are going to go on the side right here. And again, if you wanted to write a greeting or something, you could just replace this piece with a basic white piece and write a greeting on there. This one is going to go here on this side. And okay, there we go. Now you can unfold this and assemble all this DSP while it's flat if you find that easier. But I like to get things exactly where I want them on my box. That Berry Burst piece goes on the front, and this one goes on this one too. I don't have any DSP for the little triangles on this card, for those little angle pieces. You could just cut a square. This would be, how big of a square would this be? It's 1.5, so I would do 1 3/8 inch square and then just cut it diagonally, and you would have those pieces if you wanted to on your on those triangles, but I don't think that it needs it. So we're just gonna leave that, and then that big piece just goes right on top. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's start putting on our leaves now. Now our big leaves, the stamped ones, are gonna go on with dimensionals. So I'm going to put dimensional in the back of each of these, and then I'm gonna put a dimensional on the back of the greeting too. A couple dimensionals on that one. So these are gonna be ready to go. Peel off those backings. All right, now our leaves, we're gonna have the berry burst one going off to the top right, and then that pecan pie one coming off down to the bottom left. Don't cover up this edge too much because this is where they need to grip it to open it. So I don't know if you can see that little edge right there. So that edge needs to be exposed so that they can pull it up and open the box. So don't cover that up too much. And then we're gonna put the I'm thankful greeting right kind of in the middle, just like that. Now for this little greeting piece, now you can actually die cut this on one of our foam adhesive sheets. I'm just actually going to cut little pieces of dimensionals, just a couple, just these little, like the spaces between the edges on here is all that I am cutting on those, and that's the proper length for these. I'm going to peel off the backings of those, and I'm going to pop this up. Now you don't have to pop it up either. You can just adhere it down flat if you don't want to deal with teeny tiny dimensionals, but I like to pop it up. I like dimensionals, especially for 3D projects, because it really gives you the opportunity. You're not sticking this in the mail, so you can really build it up as high as you want. All right, now for all of our other little die cut leaves here, I'm just going to use some liquid glue, and we're just going to kind of tuck them in. So just a little bit on the bottom of each leaf. I'm not putting a lot on. And then we're just going to kind of tuck that in. I'm going to do one each on the top and the bottom. So one pumpkin pie, one lemon lime twist. This one's going to get tucked under, just like that. And then pumpkin pie and lemon lime twist on the bottom as well. Just kind of tuck them and adhere them. You can do the same thing with glue dots, or you can also use dimensionals. You can put them up on dimensionals too, however you want to do. Again, just make sure to leave this little lip exposed so that you can get in there. Okay, let me move this one over just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to open this up and just make sure that all that glue is adhering. I'm going to give that a little press. All right, close that back up. Perfect. All right, we're down to the finishing touches of this. Now, I have already tied a bow with this pecan pie ribbon. So what I did was, where's my end here? So I took this pecan pie ribbon and I cut it in half this way, cut it in half lengthwise, or widthwise, I guess. And I tied a bow with that, and it leaves this really fun, like rustic bow. All the little fibers are coming out, which I love. So I've already tied that bow, and we are just going to stick that on down here. Perfect. Now for some sparkle, we have these. These are the neutral adhesive back sequins. These are in our annual catalog, and I'm going to use this like early espresso colored one over here. We're going to put a smattering of these on here. So a couple down here on the bottom right, and then we're going to do 3 up here on the top left. You can put them on top of the leaves. You can put them next to the leaves. Just adds a little bit of that sparkle and shine. All right, and that completes our box. So it's pretty simple. There's no gluing, no trimming. So it's just a really quick fold and go box. So isn't that fun? All right, now tomorrow on my blog, I told you I'd have another project with this bundle. So this is it. And so you can see this one, I used the dies for the veining. I used the rose gold paper. And then I went with a completely different color scheme on this one. So make sure that you check out my blog for details on this card tomorrow. These projects will be up on my blog in just a little while with more details, pictures, and of course all those measurements that you need. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you are shopping, this is my host code for September. We have just a week and a half left of September, so make sure you're using that host code when you're shopping my online store. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.